What is Chilel Qigong? Chilel Qigong is interpretation of Zhineng Qigong. Our interpretation means my brother Luke, Chen, and myself, Frank's interpretation of Zhineng Qigong. As we all know, in the Zen class, no two person can learn the same thing from the same teacher. Each us learn something different according to our own background, our interpretation of what the teacher taught us. So nobody truly can teach Zhineng Qigong the way Dr. Peng Ming teach. And our interpretation of the Zhineng Qigong, and we call it Chilel Qigong. Anything we teach is our understanding and our interpretation of what Dr. Peng Ming taught us. In 1995, the Zhineng Qigong was very big in China. Thousands of people go to Dr. Peng Ming's Qigong Center, Huasha Zhineng Qigong Center, to learn, and millions of people in China practice the Zhineng Qigong. During that time, Dr. Peng Ming said, it is time for the Zhineng Qigong to be introduced to the rest of the world. At that time, Luke and I took up the challenge to be the representative of Zhineng Qigong in United States and Europe. When we took up the challenge, that present to us two huge issues. One, the Zhineng Qigong was very broad. It had research and recovery, research and development department, recovery, teaching, instructor training departments, and all others. Luke and I, just two of us, we do not have the resource or abilities to truly representing Zhineng Qigong. That's issue number one. Issue number two is, in United States and the Western world, certification is very important. When people study something, they want to be certified to be instructor or certified to be a certain thing. But Dr. Peng Ming was very strict on the certification program, and he never deviated from the guidelines. The certification was very simple. Anyone want to be an instructor have to study at the center for at least 9 months and pass a certain exams. And anybody taught at the center, when they leave the center and went home and to teach, they cannot certify anybody as a Zhineng Qigong instructor. They can just say, certify them are good enough to teach Zhineng Qigong, but not a Zhineng Qigong instructor. As to the best of my knowledge, Dr. Peng Ming never deviated from that guideline, and also to the best of my knowledge, I do not believe they have any non-Chinese speaking person have ever certified to be a Zhineng Qigong instructor. That is not discrimination. It was because the Qigong was taught at the center in Mandarin. Now, if you do not know the language, you will not able to understand what was taught. Of course, there are people speak different language at the center, but be realistic. Who can translate everything for you? And that's why they never have a non-Chinese spoken person be certified as instructors. Now, that is the issue we face. One is we do not have the manpower to duplicate what the center do. Second one, we cannot certify a Zhineng Qigong instructor. So Luke and Dr. Pang Ming have a long discussion on the issue, and finally they decided we should teach the Zhineng Qigong in United States and Europe as a Chilel Qigong. We would focus on the wellness part of the Zhineng Qigong, not everything, just the wellness part of Zhineng Qigong. That's why we call it Qi. Liao means therapy. Qi therapy, Qigong, means this Qigong, what we focus on is for the wellness or part of the Zhineng Qigong. And also we can certify people as a Chilel Qigong instructor. So that way, they can follow our instruction, our interpretation, what we think the Qigong is all about, and the way how to practice, etc. So that's why in United States and Europe, we first introduced the Zhineng Qigong as a Chilel Qigong. And like they said, the rest is history. Right now, all over the Western world, in United States, Canada, or South America, and Europe, and Australia, and everybody practice the Zhineng Qigong. Some people call it Chilel Qigong, somebody call it Zhineng Qigong, somebody call it whatever they want to call. But we say it all starting from the Zhineng Qigong, and then from the Chilel Qigong and on. And that's what we call it, the Chilel Qigong.